the location where she had been placed on the ground and left to die.
They just took her out there and left her there then?
In hopes that she would bleed out.
Yeah.
And she had bled a lot in the truck. And then I saw where he had come back. He'd gotten his truck stuck in the mud, and he went to find out if she was dead, and she was still alive.
Uh-huh.
So he crushed her throat with his foot.
Oh, my gosh. Uh-huh.
And then he began to drag her away from there. And she had on a jacket, kind of a gold-colored leather jacket. And it was like slowing down his progress of trying to pull her. So
yeah.
He took her jacket off and threw it up in the tree, and then loaded her up in his truck. But there was a witness.
Oh, somebody saw him doing that?
Yeah, I saw the witness, and he worked for the state. And he was like a ranger.
Yeah.
And he didn't know, though, that the girl was in the back of the truck.
Well, he didn't see them put her in it, though.
No, he didn't. But he helped them to get unstuck because they were in the mud.
Yeah.
And then they drove off, and then we went to a secondary place, which was a quarry, where I saw him. Then he wrapped her up in a sheet and left her there for a while. And then I took him to the quarry, and they found the sheet. They also found her jacket up in the tree.
Oh.
And he moved her about 5 times.
Huh. I guess he wasn't worried about being caught if he was doing that.
He was terrified of being caught.
You were picking that up then?
He had it in his head that if they couldn't find her body, they couldn't prosecute him.
Oh.
He really believed that. So on the 5th time, he moved her across the state line from Texas into Oklahoma.
But could you pick up on the motives of why he did this in the first place?
Yes. He thought that she stole $400 from him. And she was totally innocent. Now, I don't know where he got that in his head, but he believed that she had stolen $400.
Hmm. But is a human life worth that much? That's not even that much money, really, when you look at it.
Of course not.
But of course they're not thinking straight when something like that happens.
Well, he was heavy into drugs. He was extremely cruel and mean. People were absolutely terrified of him because he would do anything, anytime. His girlfriend was scared to death of him. She was in the car with him when it happened.
Oh, and she didn't do anything then?
No, she was terrified.
Hmm.
But since I told them about the witness, they were able to locate the witness. And they were able to prosecute him because there was enough blood and DNA in his truck that, along with the witness, he's in prison for the rest of his life now.
Hmm. So he was not brought to justice then?
Oh, yes. He's in prison.
He is in prison then?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
They were able to get him for aggravated assault and kidnapping, which carries a life sentence.
Okay. Did they ever find the body?
No.
Okay. But at least with the witness, they knew something was going on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because he claimed he was never there. And the cadaver dogs that were brought in hit on every location that I took them to. I would go there first.
Yeah.
Then they'd bring in the cadaver dogs second.
Yeah.
And they would hit on the exact spot that I told them her body had been laid.
So the dogs could sense this then?
Oh, absolutely. I work a lot with cadaver dogs. They're wonderful.
So, anyway, when is that show going to air?
It just got through airing July the 5th.
Okay, so that was the last one that was aired.
That's the last one. But they'll redo it. They'll re-show it.
And you said you're going to go out there and to the locations and film 2 more?
Yes. Yes.
But, of course, you have so many, I guess they could keep you going as a regular, couldn't they?
Well, that's pretty much what's happened. I usually do 2 segments, or 2 shows per segment.
Yeah.
It's I've got some really good cases. A lot of my cases are really, really old, but I'm getting a lot of new cases now that I worked about 2 years ago that are beginning to, they're getting finalization on, like guilty on these individuals, and once they go to trial and they're judged guilty, then they can do a show on it.
It has to be verified that way.
It has to be verified. And every detail has to be verified.
Yeah, because they're going out on a limb otherwise.
Well, the good thing on all of my cases is we try to tape record everything from start to finish.
Yeah.
And then they transcribe and take notes on everything. Because otherwise you lose all that detail and that information.
Yeah, I saw one of your shows, and I was wondering how you could remember all of those little details step by step.
Well, actually, I didn't. They reminded me because they had taped all the details.
Yeah.
So they knew it better than I did because I worked so many cases.
Oh, yeah. It's like with me. I can't remember one client even a few days after they leave.
Exactly.
But we can't keep all that information in our heads. There's just too much.
You would lose your mind with it.
Oh, yeah. So I work with people, too, as a therapist. And then after they leave, you've got to go back to your normal life. And I think it'd be harder with you because you're feeling all these emotions. You've got to be able to shut it off.
Well, that's what home is all about.
Yeah, you have to. You've always got to have a home life somewhere.
Yeah, home and television.
That's what I say. When I come back here to my whole house in the hills, I said it's where I recharge my battery.
Yeah, you have to.
You can't be around all of that all the time. It's just impossible.
It's very, very hard.
Well, you said the average person contact you if there's a murder case they want you to work on?
Sure.
It's not just police, is it?
No,
other people can contact you?
It's been families that have contacted me as well as police. But I'm going to tell you, Dolores, I'm changing my policy. I am so burned out with the murder cases, and I never thought I'd ever do this, but I absolutely have to. All the time, for years, I always worked for free with the police.
Yeah.
Always. And I've had so much negative flack and just problems dealing, not with all the police, but a fair amount. And I give out all that information, and then I never get any feedback. No one ever says anything to me, and I just get so burned out. I'm now charging.
Yeah, well, I can see why. But that's the thing. People, they don't realize any kind of a healer or anybody working in the metaphysical field, you do get burned out after a while. Especially if you do so many cases one after the other.
Oh, yeah.
So you're changing it now.
I am changing it. And the reason I'm changing it is I'm kind of hoping that it'll, tone down a little bit.
Well, they always say if you charge, then the curiosity seekers, maybe it'll weed them out.
Exactly. And, I get a lot of cases where I'm just kind of curious. My Uncle Joe died mysteriously 50 years ago. Do you think you could tell me what happened?
Yeah,
When it's a waste.
I get the same way. People coming in, they just, I don't have any problems. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
And I always tell them, if you're coming out of curiosity, you're going to get more than you bargained for.
You wouldn't believe how many people wanted me to just check into a local murder for them because they were curious.
Just curious,
Yeah, I won't do it, though.
Not the people involved, the family, just the people, other people.
Other people.
Yeah. No, see, they don't realize how much energy that takes out of you to do all of that.
No, of course they don't, and I can't expect them to.
It's the same way. I get tons of mail, and I've got to where I just can't answer them anymore. I used to try to answer everything. Now they're just getting a big stack of it, and there's no way I can do that and do the other work. But you're probably doing the same thing, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's too demanding.
And people call, and Well, I know you have people, though, that filter some of your calls, don't you?
Yes, I do, and God bless them. They are a lifesaver for me. And these were like previous clients that have just come in to aid and assist me. Just wonderful people.
Well, it's the way here, too. Two of my girls work for me, and they have to screen the calls. Because, otherwise you'd be on the phone all the time. People don't realize that. They think they're the only ones.
Well, Dolores, in your work, you use so much focus. You are really focused in.
Yeah.
And that requires a lot of mental fatigue at the end of the day, because that focus is a hard thing to maintain.
But then when it's over, I try to, you just push it into the background and you go on with the rest of your life.
Yeah,
but you're focused, too, when you're working on these cases.
Well, actually, I'm not really focused. I'm kind of out in Netherlands somewhere. But I'm so spaced out, reaching and getting that information, that when I come back down, I crash.
Ah, that's not good. But at least it's not making you sick.
Not so far, and I'm going to try to curb it.
Knock on wood.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, when they do this too much and they begin to get burned out, then it starts affecting their health.
Yeah, I go through burnouts about twice a year where my brain turns into cotton candy or something.
Yeah.
I don't even have an opinion. I can't think.
Your brain starts to shut down.
Yeah. I can't drive.
I can see why. Yeah, that's what they say. Your brain starts turning to mush, huh?
Oh, yeah. And I just stay home.
Okay.
Watch TV.
But yet you don't stop, because you also, that's why I want to get into the part that we didn't get to finish last time. You also travel all over the world and work on all kinds of mysteries, too.
Oh, I do.
Do you find that like a relief or release after working on murder cases so much?
Oh, I love it.
It's a different way of going, isn't it?
Yeah. If I could do it as a full-time hobby, I would.
But it's not like it's not as intense as the other.
No, it's not that negative.
Yeah.
I travel back in history, and I can re-experience and see things as they were at the time that I go into.
Yeah.
And it's really...
You tune into history, you mean?
Yeah.
But that, too, you're not doing this every day as intensely as you are with the murder thing.
No.
That this is almost like a release, like a vacation, I guess, even though you are working.
It is. It is very pleasant. When I do it, I get very floaty, very light, and I get to see things as they were 2,000 or 3,000 years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm in that time frame, and I understand a great deal about the archaeological sites that I've visited.
Yeah.
So a lot of information flows, and once in a while I might get a shaman, an Incan shaman, or something of that nature will come through me.
Okay, you're breaking up again. I hope the phone's going to behave itself.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, I'm trying to make some adjustments here with the volume control. It's on a speakerphone, but yeah, it's cutting off your words, but I hope it's just on my end and not going out like that. But would you want to talk about, I know you had an amazing case in Japan, didn't you?
Yes.
Where you said you found the Shogun's, you went there to find the Shogun's treasure?
Yes.
Do you want to talk about that?
There was talking...
Boy, now I'm losing you.
Are you?
Yeah. What?
Uh-oh.
Can you get up closer to the phone?
I'm right on top of it.
You're right on top of it, okay.
I got a landline.
That's our little gremlins are in there again. Do you want to talk about that one or not?
Yeah, that's fine.
But I'm thinking if you don't, if anything I ask you, if you don't want to talk about, that's fine.
I'm an open book.